Hey guys, Jesse with J&J Outdoors. I got the SCCY cpx2 9mm back from Sky Industries out of Florida. For those of you who don't know what this video is about, you'll have to reference our SCCY cpx2 9mm review. I got quite a bit of flack over that video because the gun failed. And a lot of people thought that somehow that was my fault or that something I did made the gun malfunction. Well, basically the gun fall apart. So first thing we're going to do is go ahead and open up the box here. It comes in UPS. You have to sign for it. So you have to be present to sign for the package. So right here in the box we have our SCCY and the SCCY box that when you purchase this gun that it comes in. We have our manual and we have a packing slip from Sky Industries LLC under warranty repair. The reason this gun was sent in was pins walking, grip cracked, and the trigger was broke. The repair done was a new trigger bar, a new extractor, and a new grip. And make sure this gun's clear. And grab my paperwork. The gun is clear. Obviously, it just came back from the factory. Put all our paperwork and stuff to the side. Gun is clear. Trigger resets now. One thing that stands out to me immediately is the new grip. Looks like a brand new gun. And the next thing that stands out to me, it doesn't have a crack on the grip or the frame. They put a complete new grip or frame or grip on the gun. That's the whole lower part of this pistol or handgun. And the second thing that stands out to me are big globs of super glue or some type of Loctite on those walking pins. And you have your frame pin here and your frame pin on the back. That was the problem when I purchased this gun. The frame pins were walking out, the trigger was broke, frame was cracked. Basically the gun fell apart. And I referred to it as a catastrophic failure. A lot of people did not agree with me. They said, Jesse, that's not a catastrophic failure. A catastrophic failure is when the gun blows apart and you lose a finger. I want you to think about this gun as your vehicle. You're on vacation with your family, you're driving to the beach or something, pull into a gas station, you got a puddle of oil underneath your car, you pop the hood, the engine block is cracked, the motor mount bolts are coming loose. Would you continue driving that car? Me personally, I wouldn't. Same thing with my gun. When I noticed all these parts falling, everything was falling apart and the grip was cracking and the trigger wasn't working, that's how I felt. I was no longer going to shoot this gun, and in my book it was a catastrophic failure. The gun has fallen apart. Yes, I could have shot the gun, but I wouldn't have done it without a face shield because I wouldn't want that slider frame to fly back in my face. But the immediate thing that stands out, like I was saying, is the new grip and the globs of super glue on the frame pins to hold those in there so it doesn't walk. You got to do what you got to do, and in this case you got to put super glue on those pins to keep them from walking out. They got to do what they got to do to hold the gun together, I guess. But this is not giving SCCY a bad review. I think it's a good option for the money, but get the gun out, shoot it, and test it before you carry it. That's all I'm going to say. We're going to be shooting some Defender ammunition. This is a company out of North Carolina. It is owned and operated by former defenders of our country. So I really like supporting a company that the owners defended America. So that's a big thumbs up in my book. patriots and veterans run and operate Defender ammunition. So a big thumbs up for that. Why do I shoot Defender ammunition? Well, I've went to IDPA matches, a competition. People are standing behind me, and I have some box of ammo that I bought from Walmart, and I'm sitting there and I'm shooting, and all of a sudden I have a stovepipe or a failure to extract. And in the worst cases, or a stovepipe would be the worst in that case, but a light primer strike. And then I'm sitting there, people watching me, and I'm sitting there trying to get the round out of my gun so I continue shooting, and people behind you are looking like, what's wrong with that guy's gun? It's not the gun, it's the ammunition that I'm shooting. I've switched to Defender ammunition, and I have yet to have any malfunction. And the reason that is because Defender has multiple stages that each round goes through. So you're ensured that that gun, when you pull the trigger, Defender ammo is going to go off. That 9mm bullet or whatever caliber that you buy, when you pull that trigger, it's going to go off, and it's consistent. That's something that I really notice when I'm shooting Defender, is it's pow, 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 pow. When I'm shooting something like, I'm not going to list other brands, but something from Walmart or something off the shelf, pow, pow, crack, pop, pow. It's not consistent, and that really shows up when you're shooting your target. You'll see how much accuracy plays a matter when with consistency. When I'm shooting Defender, I have those nice tight groups. When I'm shooting something that's not consistent, your groups really spread out because each load is not the same pressure behind it. So Defender is some really good quality ammo, and it's at a really good affordable price. Guys, you can't beat it. Go to your gun store and check and see if they have Defender. If they don't, tell them you would like them to carry Defender ammunition. So getting back to the gun here, what came up, some of you guys are lost at what's going on. I brought the SCCY cpx2 9mm out to do a review on it because I felt like it was a good gun for the money. At the price point of about $275, I felt that this was a good gun. I brought it out to the range, I shot it, and it basically fell apart during my review. Some people said that it was rigged, it was set up. Guys, I have nothing to gain from making SCCY look bad or any gun company look bad, and that's not my intent here. I'm just trying to let people know that this gun fell apart on me during a review, to watch out for that. I'm not saying don't buy a SCCY 9mm. If you do decide I might get that gun, pick it up, feel the trigger, and make sure it does that reset, because from what I'm reading, the trigger bar or the trigger breaking is kind of a problem there, and that trigger doesn't reset. So keep an eye out on that. Notice your frame pins. Make sure that they're not loose, ready to fall out of the gun. And after you've been shooting it for a while, pay close attention to those. And honestly, it probably wouldn't hurt to put a dab of super glue on those frame pins. And after shooting it for a while, do check where I had the issue with the crack around the frame. So without any further ado, guys, I really appreciate you for tuning in to this video. I'm going to set up right over here, and I'm going to go ahead and shoot some Defender 9mm. We're shooting 147 grain plated round nose through this gun. So let's go ahead and get set up and start our testing. Alright guys, so we're still loading up. I don't want you to think that this video is rigged, but my camera will only let me record 15 minutes at a time. So we're going to go ahead and load up. This is still a no bull review here, guys. One of the things that came up in the comment section was, why would you pass up a good gun like the SCCY over this review? Guys, I wasn't trying to make the gun look bad. I have nothing to gain from making SCCY look bad. That's not my intent. I'm a regular old YouTube channel out here shooting a gun, and it basically fell apart on me. So all I'm saying is be aware when purchasing SCCY. pick the gun up, feel the trigger, pay attention to those frame pins. Just look at some of the things that you've seen that went wrong with my gun, and that might be something that'll keep you from buying a gun that has the same issue I did. I bought my SCCY cpx2 in 2014, so that might just be a bad time where they shipped out some bad guns there. So I'm just going to go ahead and start shooting here, guys. And we're just going to throw some rounds and just test the gun out and see if we have any problems. Which I got my fingers crossed we don't, because I want this gun to do good. One thing you'll notice when you pick up a SCCY, it feels like a cheaper gun. The plastic is very thin on it, but I think the gun does what they designed it to do, to be a self-defense gun or just home defense. I mean, the gun works. Mine didn't, but I know there's a lot of people who have videos who just rant and rave what a good gun this is, what a good buy. At the same time, I'm not being paid or told to tell you that this is a good gun. This is just my opinion, real talk. Just like I was saying, a no bull review here. So let's just go ahead and shoot it a little bit and make sure our camera's working. So I'm just going to go ahead and do some shooting and test it out and see how it is back from the factory. First round's fired back from the factory. Alright, first mag, flawless. Once again, I'm getting used to that trigger. Alright, so we have had 2 magazines, not a single issue there. That trigger takes some getting used to. It is not the most comfortable trigger ever. It's just a flat, it's kind of a sharp piece of plastic. Some people might take sandpaper to those edges to keep you from getting that right there. It's not very comfortable. But then again, at the price point, I'm not going, like I was saying in the last video, I'm not going to complain about the trigger of the SCCY 9mm. One thing that I like that SCCY is doing, they are solely focused on the 9mm model. They're not making all types of different calibers. They're solely focused on the 9mm, and you can expect quality. Quality control is going to be a lot better when they're just working on one gun, one model. The only thing different that SCCY does, they change the grip colors and a few things like that. But they are just focused on the 9mm model. And I think when they do that, less issues are going to come up. But then again, I'm not in manufacturing a firearm, so they know a lot more about it than I do. And I'm hoping that this is going to be a good, reliable gun now that it's been fixed. So I want to give the SCCY another chance. That's just what I'm saying. I hope I'm not babbling on here too much, guys. Like I said, we're doing a no bull review, so it's just you're here at the range hanging out with me talking. Let's go ahead and shoot it some more. So far we've had 0 issues. All right, It's doing good so far. I think I'm gonna load up one more mag here, and I will say that this gun has passed after being repaired. So something that's kind of in debate on this video, some people are going to say, well, I've seen Glocks have issues, I've seen M&Ps have issues. That's true, and I get that. I really feel like maybe I got a lemon, but at the same time, at the price point of $275, I'm not complaining too much that I had an issue. If I paid $900 for a Sig Sauer P226 and the gun fell apart, I'd be pretty upset. So I'm going to shoot this last mag through here. That will be 5 magazines without a malfunction. Let's go ahead and take a test here and see how it does. Zero malfunctions, guys. Now, some of you might notice I was kind of twitching the gun a little bit there. That's one, it's about 30 degrees out here, so it's a little chilly. 2, the gloves are on and they're getting in the way. The reason I shot with the gloves, the trigger, I guess when it's cold, that trigger, that double action trigger, kind of hurts your index finger while you're shooting there. I hope I wasn't yelling with the earplugs. But the Defender ammunition ran flawlessly through this gun. You guys seen with the last video, I was using another Walmart brand ammunition. We were having issues. One of the issues was slide not locking to the rear, slide dropping. Could that have been a matter of the ammunition I was using? It could have been. Another thing it could have been was something people were saying was that my grip, but I am fully aware of where that slide release is. Some people were saying that I was touching the slide release. I'm very confident that that was not the case, because I took the gun inside and I'd pull the slide to the rear and I'd let go. Sometimes it still wouldn't catch. Like right there. But I'm holding the gun basically upside down, so. It could be a magazine issue. I don't know what's going on there. But on the last round of an empty magazine, that should catch. But then again, this we cannot run this as a test, because me pulling the slide back by hand is nowhere near the force of a round firing and that magazine catching it. We just shot the gun with 5 magazines and did not have a single issue using the Defender ammunition, so I'm not gonna fault the gun or the magazine there. So I think this is going to conclude that my SCCY cpx2 has been fixed and it's running flawlessly right now. So I'm pretty happy about this, because I want this gun to do good. I want it to get a good review, and I just want it to perform. And when you purchase any gun, no matter the price point, you expect that gun to work. They make this gun, they send it to the gun dealer, you go buy it, you expect your money to work right here. And for me, that was kind of frustrating when I was shooting it, and my frame pins were walking out. The trigger bar, or the trigger, was not resetting right there, listen, that click right there. It was not doing that. And y'all can hear it right here. Right about here. That is a trigger reset. You fire the round, you let your finger off the trigger, it resets. Because if you don't reset that trigger, the gun's not going to shoot. So that's going to conclude the testing of the SCCY cpx2 9mm. I really hope that people can look at this just from just step back and look at this. Maybe I got a lemon here. Maybe SCCY makes an outstanding gun, but I got a bad one. But at the same time, at the price point, that old saying, you get what you pay for. And when you pay $275 for a gun, I can't expect this gun to function like, say, a $600 gun would. And I'm really on the fence about it. Is it a gun? Is it a good gun? Absolutely. I really feel like this is a good gun because actually I know quite a few people who have this gun and they've never had an issue. Not one issue out of their gun. It's worked flawlessly. Maybe those people don't bring it out here to the range and shoot 500 rounds to it like I have, but some people just want to buy a gun, shoot it a couple times, and stow it away when the need arises. That gun's ready to go. Me, I'm just a gun nut, and I got to get out here and I got to shoot the thing. If I have a gun, I got to shoot it. That's just the way I am. But I'm looking forward to the SCCY cpx2 9mm in the future. And if you guys, and I need to know from my subscribers, if you want to see a review of this gun and it actually working this time, let me know in the comments below that you want to see the SCCY cpx2. Another thing I have going on, I have some options here, a couple guns. I have a sub 2000 that I could do a review on. That's a really fun gun to shoot, the Kel-Tec sub 2000. And Kel-Tec is very similar to SCCY in the designs and how they make them. Very similar companies. Just let me know what kind of gun you'd like to see reviewed. That's what I'm saying here, and what you'd like to see next. All right, guys, that's going to be about it on the SCCY cpx2. If you decide you want to get a cpx2 9mm, I say pick the gun up, fill the trigger, make sure you're getting that click we talked about, that reset. Take a look at the frame pins. This is a big deal. And if they don't have super glue on them, after seeing what I've been through with this gun, me personally, I would put super glue, just a dab on top of each one of those frame pins just to prevent it from happening. Because you do not want to have happen to you what happened to me, shooting the gun and the pins are walking out. So basically, if those pins came out, I could just grab this slide and take it off of the gun. There's nothing holding it to the grip. And that would not be good. All in all, it's been a good gun. It's been reliable. It is picky on certain types of ammunition, and those of you who own the SCCYs, I think you can agree with me because I've shot with other people with these guns. They're picky on certain types of ammunition. I believe you just got to get it out, shoot it, and test it and see what you do. Like I was saying, this Defender runs flawlessly through it. I've never had a hiccup with Defender in any gun, much less the SCCY. When you go to Walmart, you'll pick you up a box of ammo, get it out, shoot it, just see how it does. And if it runs good through the gun, then I would trust that ammunition to keep buying that. Just because an ammo is $20 for a box of 9mm doesn't mean it's going to run through your SCCY. You might buy a box of steel case cheap ammo you can get and it'll chew it up and spit it out. It can be picky on certain types of ammo, in my experience. So at the moment, guys, that's the results from getting this gun back from the factory. They fixed the problems. The gun works. It does what it's made to do. It's a bargain gun at the price, $275. Some places $300. After taxes might cost you $325. But it's I have to say that it might be a better gun than some of the others at that price point of $275. This is probably a better gun than a lot of those others. Now we can get into the whole argument of the other guns out there, the competitors around the $300 price range. There are some pretty good ones, especially once you start getting towards $350, and it varies on each model, different gun, different companies. There's so many guns on the market now. You really got to do your research. And I know that I'm probably one of the few guys on YouTube who gave SCCY a hard time. But guys, I did not edit the video or try to make this look bad. I have nothing to gain. I was just trying to make a video to let people know. Actually, I was just trying to make a video doing a review of the SCCY because I thought it was a good gun. And towards the end of that review, you seen what happened. The gun pretty much fell apart right during the review. I mean, I've probably shot 400, 450 rounds, maybe 500 rounds through the gun. Right there, you seen me shooting it. And around that 450, 500 round count is when the gun fell apart. So up until then, it was reliable, good gun. Picky on some types of ammunition. It would have failures to eject, stovepipes, different types of ammunition, but that's a ammunition problem, not the gun. So some of you are going to agree with this, some of you are going to disagree. Some people are going to say this is the best gun ever made. I'm not going to pay $600 for a gun when I can buy one for $275. Other people are going to say I'd rather spend the money, get a quality gun, and just be done with it. So we're just going to leave it at that. I'm going to do more shooting with this gun. I carry it from time to time, but now that that has happened, I'm going to shoot it quite extensively to know that I can trust my life with this gun. Because after what happened, I have to get it out and test it and know that I can trust it again. It really left a bad taste when that happened. I'm just trying to make this video to let people know, hey, this is the SCCY cpx2. It's a good gun. Oh wait, it fell apart. Now I got to send it to the factory. Customer service was great. So if you buy this gun, lifetime guarantee, and they fixed it up, they sent it back to me, no charge out of my pocket, so I can't complain. There's a lot of guns, $600, that if it broke, they'd be like, so do you want to buy some parts for it or not? And that's basically what you would get. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that I represented the SCCY in an honest review here. This is the cpx2 no bull video. Thanks for watching, guys. This is Jesse with J&J Outdoors. God bless America, and y'all keep shooting.